ليش هالعمل هذا؟ ليش؟ مو الله ما يقبلها.
Evidence that the invaders had terrorised civilians was provided by Al Jazeera and other Arab TV networks, whose fearless, unembedded reporters and camera crews became a threat to military propaganda. They gave voice to people who refused to be portrayed simply as victims.
تفضل يا بوش، شوف هذه المآسي. ترضى بهيجي أنت؟ ترضى بهيجي ظلم؟ أنت أكو عندك إنسانية؟ إذا عندك إنسانية تقدر تشوف طفلة وهي تصيح ماما بابا. وين الإنسانية؟ وين الضمير؟
I happen to be, I think, the only journalist in the world that has seen the bombing of Al Jazeera Arabic's bureaus in both Kabul in 2001 and in Baghdad in 2003. The case of the bombing of the Al Jazeera office in Kabul was, without doubt and categorically, a direct targeting of those journalists to shut them up and possibly kill them.
Al Jazeera had informed Washington.
Every news organization provides Western military commanders with exact coordinates of where their journalists hide. But the point about the bombing of the Al Jazeera Arabic office in Kabul was that they were given a warning to get out. So that was a clear targeting of a journalistic organization and personnel to get them off the air.
The official truth of the atomic bombing was presented in this New York Times report, which claimed that radiation sickness did not exist. The reporter who wrote the story was later revealed to have been secretly on the payroll of the US War Department. Burchett's historic scoop had exposed the lie. There was, he reported, an atomic plague.
I went back to Tokyo by train and arrived just as there was a press conference being held to deny my story, because the official line was that there was no such thing as atomic radiation. And the denial of that story has gone on for decades. It's more or less still going on.
The media consensus was that the atomic bombs had brought the war to an end, but official files told another story.
Every American to support our military, and if they can't do that, to shut up.
How do you steer this thing? I mean, you have a stick, is that right?
Sure, we have both.
But the cartoon journalism of Fox can often overshadow the fact that the respectable media has played a critical part in promoting war. Like Fox, the celebrated New York Times published the false claims that Saddam had weapons of mass destruction. The paper apologised to its readers 1 year later. In Britain, The Observer, another respected liberal newspaper, published the same false claims. David, you've written about your articles in The Observer in the build-up to the Iraq invasion, that you feel, and I quote you, nauseated, angry and ashamed about what you wrote. What did you mean exactly?
It's now, and has been for a number of years, very painfully apparent that the facts that I believed to be true in those articles were not true. They were a pack of lies fed to me by a fairly sophisticated disinformation campaign.
Charles Hanley, who won the Pulitzer Prize for reporting, was in Iraq in January of 2003, and he went to all the sites that had been named by Bush officials as suspicious sites, Al Tuwaitha and Fallujah. He went to every site that had been named by George Bush, Cheney, Rice, Colin Powell, and he found that in every case they were still sealed since 1991 when they had been sealed by UN inspectors. He filed a report on January 18th. It went to every major newsroom in the United States because it's the AP, which goes to every major newsroom in the United States. Got no pickup.
No one published
it. It didn't fit the script. It got virtually no pickup. it didn't fit the script. We were going to war no matter what. I think that if that good media coverage, good journalism that tells truth to power can make a huge, huge difference. So do I think that we would have gone to war if the media had done their job and had challenged not just the lies about weapons of mass destruction, but the lies about how Saddam kicked the inspectors out in 1998 and the whole litany of propaganda that led up to March 20th, 2003, the launch of the war. I think if the media had been challenging that, I think we would not have gone to war.